Hello, hello, Happy New Year. As I promised, I'm beginning for 2020 a weekly art and practice of movement facilitation. Just a taste of a practice that I lead for an hour. And I'm doing this because I believe so strongly in the essential, vital, radical power of movement. Movement is at the heart of all of life. And movement is where we can tap into making change, making transformation, cultivating evolution. This is not just a spiritual or mystical idea, it's also very much so in science. And if anyone wants to know more about that, please ask. And I am glad to engage you about all of that work that I do in scholarship, understanding what supports this that I'm saying here, that we must move to overcome, we must move to transform within ourselves and create transformation outside of us. It is the same. And I encourage you to not only be working toward your own personal rhythm of bodily becoming, to borrow words from my dear friend Kimmer Lamotte, the philosopher dancer, but also to understand that your me first healing, to also borrow words from my teacher Thea Elijah, that when you're working to heal and evolve and grow yourself, you're also impacting the collective. That the movements that you make can have an impact on your relationships, in your family, in your workplace, in our nation, hopefully in our politics, and most importantly, with our planet, with the earth. So, today, it's a beautiful snowy day outside in Seattle. We seem to be getting more snow now than when I was growing up as a kid here in Seattle. And I want us to tap into the depth of winter. Let's still stay with, although we are receiving more light, let's still stay with these lengthening days of darkness. And this idea of leaving behind fall, where everything has fallen to the ground, and we sink deeply into, to use the words of poet Ursula Le Guin, the patient rot of winter. So I would like to borrow from the brain dance this idea of the core, our central space, and our distal reaches, our furthest reaches of our fingers and toes, but beyond even that. So I encourage you each week to take these mini practices, try them with me, and then go and experiment on your own. The idea is to listen deeply, beginning with your breath, into your deepest, truest spaces of your inner being, for the movements that are asking to arise for your well-being, for the movements that are asking to overcome any diseased, any mistakes in movement that you carry, whether it's in your own lineage or from the cultural and collective impact. So it's a practice. So let's begin. And if you can hear the music in the background, I have it a little bit low. This is Dio Jean-Baptiste. He is an incredible percussionist that we worked with this last weekend for our shows. We had two performances called Why All This Music, from a poem by Gregory Orr. It is a lovely poem that I think I should share here. To be alive, not just the carcass, but the spark. That's crudely put, but If we are not meant to dance, why all this music? Why all this music? Why all these energies? They are there all around us. And we can tap into these streams of good movements, a source of well-being, and let that flow through us and transform us. Even just today, I was struggling with some things. We had this amazing concert. I mean, we made magic on Saturday night. Friday night was good too. There was another dimension that went, the 7 dancers and 7 musicians went to. And I think it was just tapping into that flock yeah that we say, that energy of what makes the birds move together, flocking. Anyway, Jean-Baptiste was an amazing percussionist in the show. If you can hear his music in the background, that is great, and check his work out. And we'll have some video coming and some writing that I'm doing about this idea of the art and practice of movement with those dances. So to our mini session today, close your eyes, take a deep breath. You can be standing or sitting, plant your feet on the floor, and as you exhale, feel the breath move down into that patient rot of winter, into the darkness, into the soil. Breathing deeply and exhaling into the marrow of your bones. And then reverse that. Inhaling deeply, spaciousness into the inner spaces, into the marrow of your bones, down into the feet. And exhale. And feel yourself grow long and tall. Rooted from your feet. And taking your hands and placing them in front of your belly or on your belly or even just a couple of inches from your belly. Continue to breathe deeply into your core space. And this time as you exhale, feel yourself sinking down into your seed center of your inner core, your inner space. And again, as you inhale, feeling a lengthening and an expansion in the marrow of your bones and the inner spaces of your body, maybe even opening your hands from your core. And exhaling, and bringing that breath and that exhale and that deep exhalation return deeply into your center space. And again, inhaling. And on this inhale, expand and feel the expansion taking root deeply down into your feet, perhaps out, lengthening through the top of the head, perhaps lengthening out through the hands. And exhale, and returning to your center, to the deep, deep, down, dark spaces of your truth, where we kindle or rekindle a new light, the pilot light down there that's always burning, as my teacher Thea says. And on your own, continue to inhale and exhale, perhaps staying with the practice of exhaling to return to your center and inhaling to grow from your center out further beyond your inner spaces to your distal or further reaches. And you can stay in rhythm with me, exhaling and inhaling, or you can go into your own rhythm, following the impulses that arise, your own improvisation. In fact, later you can turn this off and daily go into a practice of reaching deeply into your core spaces and out into your distal reaches. Setting the electricity on the quantum level to the intentions and thoughts around what is taking shape in your core, dark, deep spaces, in the spaces in the winter of the earth, and slowly growing from that patient rot that takes away any diseased leaves from the trees of our being in the glorious year that came before us in 2019, in the years of our life, but that it's time to let go of and bring down into the depth of transformation, to rise again in spring's green fountains, to use more words from the same poem by Ursula Le Guin. The poem's called Come to Dust. And maybe some of us feel now on that inhalation to rise to our feet, perhaps feeling that sense of a tree in winter, gathering and collecting in the rest and the quiet of winter, into the deep center of the trunk of you and the roots of you, to rise again, reaching out beyond into the cosmos for the light of the stars and the sun, the inner and the outer connected, bringing it down again into our core, maybe even giving yourself a squeeze and a hug to sense this space that you take shape up in the earth and deserve to spread out deeply and with great breadth and height and reach into your rising and into the goodness that you bring into the world. So I encourage you to take this practice. Take that little nugget of starting with the breath in the core of you and rising, extending through the inhale and returning in the exhale. And it can be small. You can take 5 minutes, 2 minutes in your chair at work before you begin your work every day. I will see you again next Monday. Peace and the streams of well-being and overcoming and evolution be with you.